in one of the little bags of the parts, I mentioned at the beginning, there's a weight that's your anti-skate weight. And you will find this in your manual as well, last adjustments. This has a little extruded filament, which is fancy for a fish line, with a little knot already tied in place. You bring that onto this rear side pin and put it in the second groove from the cylinder. That's your usual setting. And then you bring it over and you hang it over right here, this hanger. Now, as the tone arm moves in, the weight, the anti-skate weight rises and lowers when you come back to your initial position. If you notice that your stereo image is too far to the left channel, too far to the right channel, you move this in or out on the arm that protrudes from the unipivot cylinder. And that will help you balance your left-right channel stereo image, assuming it has to do with your turntable. It might be a particular vinyl LP, but normally the same position should be fine. Otherwise, it might be something to do with your amplifier, preamplifier, etc. But try that adjustment. Left to right, according to the sound stage, it should be very centered. All right, what we do now is we go ahead and remove the little piece of foam that we had put in to immobilize. Once again, when you put it in, don't go down too far. The connections are definitely deep under the plinth, but there's no need to put more than just a little bit of foam there to immobilize. So you take it out. You can go ahead and remove your protractor, and you can go ahead and take one of the belts that was provided. This belt here normally is in the upper position for 33.33 RPM. You rest it here on the pulley. You go ahead and just pull it a little bit taut so it won't fall the way I've just dropped it out of place. Bring it a little bit taut, feed it around, twist, 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 turn, 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 feeding it around, and then let go. And now you're in your standard 33.33 RPM. If you have a 45 RPM, since it's a pulley, the outer ring will give you more revolutions per minute. Very well. That is how you set your belt in place. It's important, of course, to have proper grounding. This is the included grounding cable. If you have a different one or you need a longer one, that's fine. The place where you connect the grounding cable in the back, around here, you will see just untwist, insert, and tighten. You can see that you have here your RCA outputs, left and right channel, your AC power cable connection, receptor, and your on-off power button. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and plug in my power cable. Stock power cable right here. Go ahead and insert it. Just hold on to the lower section of the base, install it nice and firm. Okay. And you'll power on. A word though, this is a very fine, low torque motor. It requires that you first give it a spin, get it going with your hand, just like that. That's unusual, it's rare, but it's not the only turntable in the world that works that way. Again, these are very fine motors. As you've gotten it going, you will see then that it adjusts, it finally sets into place. If your belt is too far down, it will usually just come back into the right groove by itself. So no worries about that, it'll level out. If you want to go to 45 RPM, just again, give it a spin, bring it down with your finger like that, and the belt is now in proper location. And you have your 45 RPM. There are diverse apps available to download and use your smartphone to verify the RPM. The useful turntable resonance control device will give you not only very improved sound in practically all of your records, it also serves as a place where you can rest your smartphone to double check your RPM if you would like to. And coming back to 33.33 RPM, there you go. So now you're ready to take to your actual listening installation surface. If this isn't it, you're ready to connect your ground. Very important to remember that. Make sure it's properly grounded. Your good quality RCA cables. It's very important that they're not pulling down on the turntable, because sometimes when they're very heavy or when they're not given a bit of a resting place, you have too much tension pulling them downwards from behind, and that can interfere with the level of the turntable. So it's very important to take that into account. And that is how we get started. Please refer to your manual for additional details. All right, thank you.